Okay. Yo, man, this quality on OBSs seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. I'm gonna remake this. This is awful. Oh, maybe that's better now. Yeah, better now. All right. Small positive before the launch long, so I'm out and watching. Nice. Yeah, this is very, we mentioned yesterday too. You've got this going on, right? And so on and so on and so on, but essentially you've got that trading down, then running the highs, now running the lows, and we're in major seek and destroy. So this is account destruction. Yeah, between yesterday and today, right? And how you know that, or at least you kind of speculate that before the day even begins, is we've already ran Asia highs and lows, London lows, and London highs. And you see just from the morning, from 8:45 onward, we ran this high, didn't close. We ran that low, obviously didn't close, then ran the high. So now we're running the low. How quickly do you think people are going to be taking profits? Probably pretty quick. Why? Because there's a lack of conviction. Sure enough, we've got major targets. So if I tip my hand and somebody said you've got to be long or short right now, I'd probably be short to this low at 636. Right? And this sort of soup, you then get your manipulation in the morning. Cool. We've definitely got an inversion now. And your new 15-minute candle opens up and immediately drives lower about 100 points. Immediately. ES has been in a range since, you could argue, 12:30 on Tuesday. 12:30 on Tuesday. Sideways. Not exactly conditions where people are screaming to take something one way or the other. Okay. Right. So, if there's anything that would, well, let's leave that on the 5. I'm going to mark this out. I think that this is the, if we're going to clean everything up, we've got that. Cool. Let's extend that. For drawing everything up, we've taken liquidity, right? So you're kind of looking, this is your 15-minute protected low. This took liquidity. If we close underneath this, then it's technically a CSD. But again, what I'm mainly looking at is just that our higher time frames are having a lot of trouble. This is actually a protected low on your internal movement. Let's mark that a little bit of a different color. Internal movement on your hourly, right? So a high, some sort of a pullback, another high, some sort of a pullback. This actually created a valid pullback, broke. We had a little bit of accumulation and then manipulated this high. So if we're going to run down for all of this, we've got quite a bit lower to go. Quite a bit lower, which I don't think is out of the cards for NFP tomorrow as well. Yeah, I think this was a pretty major level. Pretty major level. Obviously, some major selling came into it, but it's going to determine what ends up happening here. If we continue to go sideways and we've just taken liquidity and gone nowhere, then I think we continue blasting for next week. This week's been quite interesting. This week's been Monday, drove higher, right? Tuesday, sideways, and then drove higher. Wednesday, completely sideways, and then today you might get a little bit of a correction. So we'll see. We'll see what that correction looks like. Right? But I think all this selling, violent as it is, has to achieve something. It's got to achieve something. Otherwise, it just looks extremely violent. Your 3-minute obviously closed down here. Okay. You got targets below. Also okay. I think if you get major failure at this level here, then you're probably heading a fair bit lower, if it even gets up to there in the first place. Right? And the only reason I'm hesitant is because I think that if we're going to unload, I don't really want to be shorting low inside of a range. Then you look like a fool, and you're wrong almost immediately. Equivalently, for the same reasons yesterday, it made me hesitant on that morning short, which looked so beautiful, and yet it just didn't give me enough confirmation. And that made me miss this move, which would have been a beautiful move. And yet that confirmation, or lack of, on your intermediate side of things led to the afternoon highs being ran as well. So it's a double-edged sword, and we usually do what? We usually look at the trades we missed and the profits that we missed, and we don't really look at how it keeps us out of trouble too. I think both are very equivalent. So we'll see. No trades yet. We'll see what 10 a.m. brings. Missed the London short because of that. Yeah, that was a little bit tricky, right? So if you got your sort of inversion here, right, looking nice, and then that finally does that. Okay, so now you got an SNDR area. And one of the important things as well, like if you're looking, say you're looking at the 3-minute, in this case, your CSD on your 3 is here. Your inversion is there, so it doesn't really fit either the criteria. So one of the things you can do is you can look at ES. Right? So here's your inversion here. Right? Respect it quite nicely. You also have your CSD here. Both of which were met. Right? No SMT at the high. This high was here. Or rather, that high was here. Either way you look at it, both of them ran liquidity. Both of them ran liquidity. ESCSDs inverts. NQ a little bit stronger, but as soon as you see that happen and then the failure occur on both, this can be pretty much anywhere from here or even the close of that, and then you've got a very defined risk, and that would have ended up being well, 50 points, pretty much straight down, which looks like this is continuing, or at least trying to. Not good enough for me for long, right? You got your major inversion here. We're sort of chopping around in this. right? And I mean, if this had an accumulation here, like that technically inverted this here, but you're not really looking at that. You're not really looking at that. I'm set on this being a range so far until proven otherwise, which means that people will be fading anywhere underneath the 723 back into the midpoint, which in reality should be up here at around 780, 790. Be interesting to see if we take this 15-minute high. You get your 15-minute fair value gap in there as well. If this can close underneath here, then that would be a valid short that I'd be interested in. Unless we just knife through it. We'll see. ES blasting lower, NQ grinding higher. Okay. What are we doing here, lads? That double top's very concerning from NQ. Very concerning. I don't think I have. Yeah, so ES actually took those lows we were looking at. You see that? So you got those AM lows and those PM lows all the way down here that we wanted NQ to run. ES just ran them all. ES just ran them all. So major divergence here. NQ much stronger. ES blasting lower. Why is that at 9:46 and delayed and NQ is not? What the hell is going on here? I think they changed it to being a code. It should just be the bullpen now. Like that. Oh, sorry. You're not asking for that. I want you to share the link to the live stream. Duh. Really weird about this delay though. One sec. Let's see if I can restart this. There we go. That's weird. You guys took those lows a little while ago. Okay. Let me get that link in. ETF. So, internal movement, that took liquidity, we then snapped. So it's actually valid to be looking for trades and failures inside of here to then run these lows. ES continuing to blast lower, giving you some more confluence until proven otherwise. The range-bound PA, I think, throws a wrench into any shorts in here. But given the severity of everything going on, I think it's probably pretty valid to be looking at at shorts. You got 10 a.m. coming in though. You don't want it closing above this candle. If we CSD, then flip back the other way. That is not something that that bears want to see. Because that to me is a very genuine opportunity to sell off here. And I think that we would probably go above, where's your 15-minute high is here inside of your imbalance, 81s. That would lead to a really sharp reaction. And again, this is the 1 minute time frame too, so inside of a range, this could be a little tricky. Hey Kai, how you doing, man? Morning 10 point. All eyes are on this right now. Yes, 1 minute time frame inside of a range. ES has taken our targets. Still no trades yet today for me. I think that this will be quite interesting to see what ends up happening on this. That was a nice sweep and a failure after this double top. Not exactly high probability conditions of what we were talking about. We've been inside of a range all week, and now we could be manipulating one side of it. I don't like that low. I think we're going to at least retest it later on. This is going to be a major decision made here. Right? ES is flipped. Well, it's trying to flip. It's trying to flip on the 1. Morning, Pip. Right? Now, if this fails and that fails, then we go underneath both of these. Okay, so we got that closure. Now we'll see what this ends up bringing here. Still obvious concerning. And again, on the 1 minute time frame with this could be a little bit tricky. Right, you get your 5 all the way up here if it wants to go. Whoop. ES looking nasty. NQ, you don't want to see it respect this 37.38. It's kind of stalling in here a little bit. We'll find out very, very quick if it's got any sort of juice. This looks like a short to me, actually. But again, trade what you see, not what you think. Right? This is the tap back in after the CSD here. ES CSD'd as well. We've got a lot of liquidity here. So this was a little bit of a violent move. Okay. We'll wait and see what we get. Stalling a little bit. A really good response, though. I think we take this, and then we might even take that one. We've got that 15-minute imbalance, 40 points higher. I'm about to find out very, very quickly. Very heavy. So caution if you guys are long, of course, but this is a pretty valid setup. There goes one. You break even now on the 35s. And then looking for this next high. And then onward and upward if. Five-minute CSD area quite a bit higher, 77. On NQ, you could argue we've already done it. In my opinion, this is the major one at 78. Anybody grab this, or was it not really clean enough? Ooh. There goes my runner. Hopefully it doesn't just sweep and fail this out and continue onwards. That was gross. I didn't like how violently it failed at 5-minute on the ES, but again, we're still looking at that 15-minute fair value gap a little bit higher. Could be leaving it for later, who knows? But this is very, very violently unloading. It's not terribly happy about it. Are they trapping shorts inside of this range? Maybe. It's these kind of days that make you want to take up scalping again. Right? You got these sweeps and failures that that give you nice 10, 20 points here, 10, 20 points there, 10, 20 points here. All of a sudden you're looking at people that want to trade. There's your CST back. And I think that's probably fair to align with your 15-minute, which has closed underneath here. Right? So we are bearish, technically, in delivery. Even if we didn't get a body closure underneath that, which is just fueling more confusing price action nature. Which means people will be looking for short-term movements one way or the other. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. As well, we've got some ETF codes to give away too. Very kind team that they are. So we'll be doing that later on today. After the morning, we'll get our we'll make our bag, make some money eventually, and we got some 50K end of day accounts. But you're seeing the semblance, right? You're seeing the semblance of the range. That 5-minute failure drove lower, closed underneath. Cool. Here's your hourly. Again, you've got everything pretty much inside of this movement that happened this morning during London. Like there's your London move. Swept below, swept high. So we might get something in the afternoon session. If you're taking short-term moves, you're likely up on the day already. If you're looking for swings or you were looking long, you're probably having a difficult day. That to me was a little tricky. That high being 74.5, that closed at 75. CSD with the closure above this candle, that fits the structure. Trades back in, sweeps and fails, and then immediately at 8:48, goodbye. Okay. Did I take it? No. I wasn't at the desk at 5:30 in the morning. Greetings and good morning. DJ Absence. Kind of an epic name. Morning, Ben. Apologies if I mispronounced this. Is it Vibov? God. Please tell me I'm close. Humor me. Humor me. It's inside of these ranges that we get chopped up. By the way. We really get chopped up in it. And we're trying to determine these narrative objectives, and that's not as easy in these ranges. If we're going back to like Tuesday, well, that makes a lot of sense. We've swept a 15-minute low. The 15-minute low was this here, right? We stall. That at least is going to run that high. And you might think, well, why don't I take this? That's true. You don't really know that this is going to run 150 points. That'd be great if you could, right? And there is ways to follow that along. My style of trading is that I would rather take two trades that are high probability, 20, 30, 40, 50 points, than have a 30% win rate or 40% win rate and look for the big move. Right? And there's no right or wrong way, right? The bank account doesn't care. Right? We want something that's consistent, repeatable, with high expectancy. I don't care about my win rate. I think I'm up 5.5 this week per account, but my win rate's at 65%, I think. 65%. But my point is that this is very, very clear. And if we look at today, well, not really as clear. Good morning from Austin, Texas. Never been to Austin, Texas. Have to go. My stage name when I was producing and DJing. Nice. You must have some crazy stories, man. Good morning, Mlondolosi. Mlondolosi? Apologies if I'm butchering your name, man. Good evening from Nigeria as well. Good. 65% still good with 1 to 2. Yeah, I've actually gone through a lot of self-discovery this year, and one of the things that kind of oscillated was taking more of a chunk out of the market, which is more objectives. More objectives, right? So when you have a high probability event and everything's been mitigated on the way down, right? You look at this, it stabs back up into our area of interest. Okay, trades lower. Guess what? Stabs back up into this. What's the purpose of this move? It's to mitigate this swing. So now, when we return back up to it after taking this low, how violent should it be? Kaboom. And you'll notice that we usually get a second distribution move. That second movement is the violent one. This one is meant to mitigate this area, similar to this mitigating this one. If that makes sense. Right? But what we try and do, and what really ends up getting payouts and consistency, is when you're involved, and this happened at 8:48 in the morning. Whatever. Right? But what you're trying to do is you're trying to position yourself for the violent move. Because it does a couple of things. Number one, if you're only going for 20 points because you want your first payout ever, well, do you want that to take half an hour? Right? Say you're long here. Is that a valid trade? Well, it actually is. It's not one that I would take, but that doesn't mean it's not valid, right? And you put your stop underneath that push. Right? That's CSD'd, so it closes here. Okay, happy. And now you're targeting the highs. Now all of a sudden it's a well-structured trade, but it takes a while. Now I don't think anybody really cares if they have to wait an extra 10, 15, 20 minutes to make 67 points in this case, especially when you got your first, if you want your first payout going on. Right? But my point is that our strategy is that flip. Then we wait for this to happen, because that could sweep that low. That's the ideal trade. You're looking for something to be taken now. And then as soon as one of these candles goes red to green, boom, there's your entry. And now you're on the right side of momentum. Everybody short in here is trapped, and you've got an explosive movement going. So now it's all going. Came here for the giveaway. Did we start the giveaway? No, we have not started the giveaway yet. We've not started the giveaway yet. We've got a bunch of accounts, and I want to give away some strategy sessions as well. Right, so some free strategy. But haven't made our bag this morning yet. I think news happened at 8:30. So that was your news candle. Yeah, that was violent at 8:48. I'm pretty sure. Or was it at 8:45 this morning? No, we had unemployment at 8:30. It might have been orange folder or something. I don't really track orange and yellow folder news. Yeah, if you were short, for sure, right? We had all this coming down. Caught the short banger. Banger ISM. It's awesome. To answer your question as well, the giveaway works that we do what's called a marble race. And it's a lot more fun, in my opinion anyways, but I'm a giant nerd at times. It's a lot more fun than just kind of like a wheel of fortune or some sort of random number pick or something like that. Right? Now, when you guys are looking at this market, it's very, very easy to get into this trap. Well, the giveaway is codes, yes. So how it works is, however many people are here, 46 people. Say we got 40 marbles going. Well, whoever wins a code. And you get a free ETF live account. Or not live, sorry. That'd be insane. You get a free evaluation. You don't have to make accounts. You don't have to do anything. You literally just have to be here when we're doing the giveaway. Right? Now, what I'd ask, if you're actually enjoying the sauce that's dropped here, and I haven't taken a trade in this soup, if I was going to take one, that's actually not true. I did take that long. I did take a long in there. But I just did not like this. I'm targeting that 15-minute fair value gap. This one up here. The problem with that gap is that we failed below. So it's kind of like, is there really high probability stuff going on? What I didn't like from the bearish side, right? I like this. I like that we snapped there. We traded back in. That should have been gone. That should have been gone. And it wasn't. So I was kind of like, that's weird. Right? And now here we are back into this area of interest. Do I think it's going to be a red day today? I think that this finally took liquidity higher, which is very, very different than everything that happened in here. So we actually have the potential now of it being a red day. I don't like that the 4-hour didn't close. So my guess is we're, number one, are we risk on for longs? Yeah, absolutely we are. This movement back up should be a retracement to me. Right? This is a very credible high now. Whereas you got a bullish candle on your higher time frame. This can do whatever it wants, but I expect it to get ran. Right? Same sort of thing here. Now, the problem with this is that the movement back down was very, very lethargic, which is kind of the crux of my system. It's actually, that's probably the main thing that got me my first payouts in the first place. Was understanding just that if you get lethargic movement, that's going to eventually lead to a rejection. You want takes liquidity, finish business, goodbye. And if you don't get that, then you're in for something like this, which will run the highs. Textbook trade prices at range premium. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think that like taking trades inside of this now with this not closing underneath that. I like that we closed underneath this. And I'm throwing a lot at it here. I'm not trying to make it confusing. I think that people will be buying down here to trade back up to premium, as you mentioned. The difference between prior days that kind of grinded and were a little bit indecision is that we actually took a higher time frame high now. We actually took that higher time frame high. And we've got a violent movement away. So if we look, you're looking at whereabouts that major movement came from. You've got your inversion here now on your 5 that we just stabbed into. Okay, I like that a lot. Right? None of this took liquidity. You kind of have this lethargic movement, which tells you, again, that you're leading to a bit of a rejection. This, to me, is going to be a violent squeeze. If the 5-minute cannot close above this, then I think we head lower quite a bit. I would argue that we're probably trading back up into this consolidation. That sort of SMDR area that really sent us lower in the first place. And I'd be looking for some sort of a flip in here to then send us lower, right? But shorting against this, even though we took this, even though the 4 hours bearish, ES swept all of our liquidity, right? That major PM low, we're now delivering from here. But as Taryn mentioned, this is your target. We actually just tapped it. Just tapped it. Right? Just tapped it. Now, is there any sort of trigger in here for me? No. To answer your question, is that once off the giveaway will be a code for a short time period? In my experience, the codes don't expire. So you might consider activating it, say on Monday or something like that. But yeah, I think that NQ is definitely far stronger than ES, but I do think this is something pretty valid to consider if we get a trigger. Now, because there's no accumulation here for me, I can't, as much as I'd love to, I don't advocate for selling even on something like that. And this very well could be the high of this move and drop 60, 80 points. Right? So what I look for is I look for that moment in time when probability offsets risk. So for example, if this candle had closed inside of here and you gauge the probability of a sell working out very, very nicely, what would it be? Say 40%, 30%? Depending on where your stop is. If your stop's way above, then fair enough. Right? So I'm looking for it to get down to about 70, 80% of a probability, but also not having my risk offset that. So it's kind of like tipping the scales. 30 days, there you go. From Kai himself. Right, so ES, nice little failure. For me, this is starting to look very, very nice because of the location. I think that this is also overextended. This will be a very important candle. Now we're going off the 1 minute time frame, so this gives us very low risk entries. But as you can see here, it's not exactly high probability yet. So what do? You either wait for some sell pressure to come in. Now you've got institutional sponsorship if we run it out. And then displace. And then you get your CSD. Then you get your trade back in, and then it goes. That works for me. Otherwise, I'm waiting for some form of an inversion. And then tap back in, failure, and then it goes. I don't need to be early on this. I don't need to be hitting on the high. Right? I don't need to be in at 802. But I do need to be right. I do need to be right. There will be a giveaway, yes. Giveaway in about an hour, hour and a half. We'll do it over lunch hour unless you guys are interested in trading lunch. If this takes liquidity here, then you get your CSD, by the way. I'll mark that off. Are you going to make an entry if you find one? Yeah. Yeah, I think that this is the area that it should respect if it's going to head lower. I'm not wild about a few things, but I think that if it's going to fail, that's about the area that it should fail. Right, you got 12 seconds left in this 15-minute candle. So you might get a sweep and fail of that, which would then send you back down, maybe even to here, who knows? So for that reason, I'm not really wild about the short. You kind of look at these 15-minute candles. So if we got our inversion here, and well, that's not an inversion. Now I'd be looking for a CSD only. So now if we flip, right, then whereabouts is our objective? Well, we're actually looking at trading all the way back down to here, so that might be a short move. And then you've got your midpoint of it all the way down here as well. So that makes sense to me. What do you think about this theory that it would sell for some time until 12 Eastern and then surge to the upside after lunch? I don't think that, I don't like this low. And it could be engineering liquidity on both sides for NFP tomorrow. In which case, my guess is it would likely leave it. That 15-minute didn't sweep either. I think usually these runs happen during lunch hour. There's your kind of flip as well. Right? So I think that this area of interest, specifically this one, right? Both are CSDing. That's good. And if it doesn't give me an entry, it doesn't give me an entry, right? But it's now stabbing back down. I got a whole bunch of lines on here from this morning that I don't think are really valid anymore. It very well could be heading up for that 930 high, right? In which case, your theory, Terran, is probably pretty valid, right? Stabs back down into here, and then if we fail or something along those lines, then we continue on with this move, which then runs this. That was a little bit too violent for me, and I don't think I can justify this short anymore. But you guys see kind of what I was looking at and why? I was too busy yapping. That momentum was very, very nice at 788. And all the way back down to our area of interest, and then probably a little bit further. So if we got any momentum traders in the chat, you guys are probably quite happy with that. But nothing for me, unfortunately. Too busy yapping. Did anybody take it? Missed both. Ugh. Right, so now you're inside of the midpoint of this. That's obviously quite violent. Quite violent. There's your 5. Right back down to this area here. That open should generate a little bit of resistance if there's a reaction there. Your 15-minute, obviously same sort of thing. Violent move. Closed above, validating that low. No. Fast out. There's no structure in this move entirely. From that low all the way up, there's no structure. There's nothing for this to bounce off of. That means that if we flip back bearish, and we did here, ideally, in an ideal situation, that move would have came up here, and that's what I wanted for that short. But that short was a retracement to come back into this. It's now achieved that objective. I'm no longer looking for a short up here. Right? And that doesn't mean that it can't do this and then die. Right? But you guys see this sort of precision. Right? And I think people will be looking at this as an inversion. That's probably fair. I think that, in my opinion, we should stay... the hourly is looking gross, but in my opinion, I think we get a little bit of a bounce somewhere. I think liquidity generation for NFP too. How did you overcome trading or revenge trading? I have an edge. I always end up giving all my profit back when I get a live account. Yeah. So revenge trading essentially is a subconscious pattern, right? And the good news is that you don't necessarily need to know why, right? And I think that I mentioned that because most people, I think, will search for the reason why as if it's sort of like a quick solution. Or not quick solution, or just like a solution in general. Woo, that was violent. Goodbye. Maybe. Give me back my short idea. The answer I would give is that we do, and this goes for everything that you do, it's either to get pleasure or to avoid pain. And there's no conscious way of looking at it and making a trading plan to not revenge trade, or to have this rule-based thing that's going to stop you from revenge trading. It's not. The only way to solve it is those two things. Now, eventually, and there's examples of this littered all over social media, eventually people will have enough pain from revenge trading that they stop it, for the most part. They stop it, right? And it's very, very hard to attach like different forms of pleasure to sticking to your rules, because we already have that and it's not good enough, right? So what do? All this analysis has to lead to some sort of action, right? So how I overcame it was I attached a different state of mind to that revenge trade. So, for example, for me, say that I was short in, I don't know, so that I hit this short and it came back and stopped me out break even. That drives me nuts, because now I'm kind of going, you know what, I think that I'm still right. There's no reason for me not to be short, and now I'm shorting in here or shorting in here and getting clapped. That's a very, very difficult place to sort of recover from, because trading is very, very good at getting those dopamine hits, which is very, very difficult. This is now a flip. That was probably a pretty decent long in there. So how you overcome it, to answer your question, it's not your edge, right? It's anything other than stalking the optimal setup is over trading. And revenge trading kind of falls into that emotional discipline. So what you do is you get into a very specific state when you sit at the desk. And NLP really helps with this. You get into a very specific state every single time, and you make that a habit to be in a different state. And that state is a state of patience, of discipline. You're essentially creating that trader that, like, you've created a strategy to get yourself to a live account, and now you need to create a bit of a different strategy to keep it. And that usually revolves, because your strategy's fine, it now revolves around psychology, as you're noticing. And what you do is you create a different state when you sit down at the desk that is one that elicits patience and discipline, because it feels good to be patient and disciplined. And that actually ends up taking care of everything else when you kind of work from that different state, because your story is one right now that you're able to pass evaluations no problem, but that you revenge trade and you blow up live accounts. So change your story, change your state, you'll change that as well. If that makes sense. Through all that long-winded explanation. I hope it helps, man. You know, it's especially in this world and prop space and everything else. You've got people that can't trade that have massive followings, right? But trading's hard, man. And every single person that's become profitable, like every single one of us, has gone through everything you guys are going through. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just, trading back into this area of interest here. We failed here, but how many losing trades am I willing to take? Depends entirely on the day. Depends entirely on the day. For example, if I noticed, let me preface this. I trade based off of my narrative and my emotions. That's my edge. I'm very, very good at price action. I have a very, very good idea, as we've seen in the last half an hour, the market should go here. If it fails inside of this area of interest, then I'm looking at this high and beyond. This is a little sus to me, but I have a pretty good idea of where the market's going to go and why, right? And I think I'm actually probably a better educator than I am a trader. And I think I'm a good trader. Not as good as some that I've seen, obviously. But my point is that if I don't have a good idea and say I'm, okay, so I missed that short, right? Like we're heading up for this AM high now. As we figured out when it was here. And away it goes. So getting back to your question, if I'm short in here and maybe I make 10 points or something, or I get stopped out, break even, expecting cataclysm. Maybe I'm long up here, or I'm doing stuff that's not characteristic to my system and everything else. This is insane. And you guys are going to see on Twitter later on, I don't really know how the highs got taken, right? Well, we just mapped it out from 25 after 10 o'clock. That's market structure. It's market structure and order flow, right? My point is that if I have no idea what the market's doing and I'm taking losses, that's very, very different to me than I know what the market's doing and my execution is shit. So if I take a losing trade, say if I'm in here and I get stopped out here, and maybe I'm short here and I get stopped out on this move before it comes. I don't care if that's 2 losing trades. I don't care if that's 6 losing trades on the day. If the first 4 are good execution and whatnot. But if I know I'm off in here, especially if I'm right directionally, then I'm done. Because that is not my day for execution. That's just not my day. Because what I will end up doing is I'll start hitting this here, thinking that I'm right emotionally, and when you're trading poorly with execution, but you're very, very confident in your direction, that's usually when major problems occur in your live trading accounts. When you're either trading with size and you're overconfident, but you're not really on. Right? If you're longing here with size and you make 10 points, 20 points, and then at the end of the day, you're like, you know what? I made a lot of money today, so obviously I traded well. Well, no, because what happens tomorrow is that you get caught in this. Systematic. So for me, it kind of depends on my narrative and how I'm feeling. Right? But I think when I was starting out, I would give myself 3 bullets in a row, and I would kind of review those 3 bullets. Yeah, I would kind of review those 3 bullets. I'll be trading 50-minute time frame, low noise. Yeah, I think I'm on the 1 on both, but I use the 1 minute based off just to get entries based off of what I expect the 15-minute to do. Right? So I look at the 5 and the 15, and if I'm expecting a sweep and a failure on the 5 or the 15-minute, right? So that's my strategy in a nutshell. Here's your 15-minute candle. I want to be positioned, if I'm looking long, I want to be positioned anything underneath here. And then I drop down to the 1 minute and I wait for that flip from like this area lower. And that looks something like this. And now all of a sudden I'm in here and my 15 minutes now pointing bullish and I've got that second distribution move. Boom. Gone. And by the way, how much nicer is it catching that long there than dealing with all of this or hoping that I don't get swept out trying to catch the low? Much, much nicer. Much, much nicer. Do you risk down on trades after a losing trade? No. No, I don't. No, I don't. If I have a huge, sorry, not if, when I have a huge trading day, then I will risk down. You're most vulnerable after you've got multiple green days in a row. Coincidentally, it's not when you're on a losing streak. It's not when you're on a losing streak. It's when you're on a winning streak. Go through Twitter, see how many people are talking about, I've 21 green days in a row. Now it's 22 green days in a row. Now it's 23 green days in a row. And then watch inevitably what happens 3 days later or less. Every time. Streaks don't exist. When you say a streak exists, you're implying it's going to end. There is only that day. And the next one. And then the next trade. Do I think it's going down after this rejection or is it going to do some chop action again? I think that as long as this area holds, we're going to run these highs. And we should do it now. It has no business coming back down into here. It has no business of it. It might leave this for NFP, and that's why a lot of people take Thursday, Friday off of NFP week. Have you tried trading commodities, crude and all? I traded oil and gold for a little while, actually, yes. Yes, I liked when I was doing, I do a lot of back testing and case studies on market structure. And I use Bitcoin and gold for that. The interesting thing about structure and order flow is that it's the same on Asia. It's the same on NQ, ES. I do recommend sticking to 1 or 2 instruments rather than trading 5 or 6, especially while you're starting out. But just because there's little nuances that they have. But oil traders are a different breed. And there's nothing like a gold run. Gold just shoves and it looks like this when it's going. Just do not get in front of that. How to catch big wins, not involved in small wins. Objectives. If you're long here, we talked about this yesterday in our group. If you're long here at 55, say, and you take that trade, and the only reason you would take this off here, say at 20 points, whatever your risk is, say you're only risking 10 or 20, 10 or 15 or whatever the heck, I don't know. Say you're momentum-based trading and you give yourself that. Cool. You're essentially creating, number one, you're creating a habit of taking points and then you're taking outcome-based decision-making in your trading versus trading your system. Because there's no system here that takes 10 or 20 points. They might size down to micros and have, say, 4 micros and then take 2 off at 20 and then immediately de-risk your position. But if professionals are doing that, they're leaving this too for the objective. Whether that's the high of day, whether it's like a 930 high, whatever that discretionary or systematic reason is. So by default, if you're hitting this, your objective is that we've now flipped. This has not achieved anything structurally. Your protected low is down here. So this was a pullback, and as of this close, we are now back to being bullish. Therefore, if you're going long here at all, and you're taking points related, you're trading based off of emotion and not systematic. So the way to get around that is, number one, you have to do the very hard thing. And depending on how long you've traded based off of outcome rather than process, it'll be longer for you. People want, I don't think that it's necessarily going to stab into that. I think, by the way, for you guys that are potentially looking short, you got a little inversion there. You might get a sweep of this candle at 33, and then that would take you back down to like the mid 90s, I think. If it fails here, though, only if that fails. And you might get like a bullish candle, and then like the next one stabs up, and then if that goes like bullish to bearish, that's your entry. And now you've got trap traders that that know it's not trading up to here anymore. Getting back to this, so for you to be long here by default, this high goes. So do the hard thing and actually sit in this trade until you have a reason to get out. And that reason better be from the chart, better not be from your emotions. Right? That's how you get to objective-based trading decisions and not looking at points on a chart or anything like that. Overconfidence leads to humility. Yes. Love that. Love that, love that, love that. Do I think trading NQ is better than gold and commodities? I'm biased. I'm biased. You want displacement underneath this, by the way. Right? That high there was 33. That high there is 33. So it tapped it. It didn't sweep it, which is annoying. Right? Your 15-minute did sweep. You definitely want that closing bearish. We've now kind of stabbed back in. We done listening to me waffle on? What time are we at? 11 o'clock? Yeah, my concern is that we're going to engineer highs for NFP. CSD is beautiful. I kind of want something like that, and then like, well, maybe not like that, like this, and then like some sort of a flip. But I think that's asking a little bit too much of the market. Neither of these have swept that bullish candle. I don't like that at all. Conversely, this pretty close. I consider that trading back into discount of that, which means we use this low. We've now got here. Well, that obviously traded back down. Right? You can even argue this one did too. Right? That's pretty close. Right? So good rule of thumb is that I think most people will look and they'll wait for some sort of order flow movement, whether you consider it order flow or whatever else. You're waiting for some sort of reason to get in. If you're looking short, you need something to snap, right? So people will take like a neckline break and then their stock goes above here and they'll make money. Cool, right? The problem ends up occurring when you've got this move and this high should trade back into this zone, and that's where the flip happens. Now you've already traded back down into the midpoint. So if this is going to run, this is going to be extremely violent if it does, because we've already mitigated from here to here. One's a precursor to the other, but they don't necessarily have to happen at the same time. And it depends on what you consider market structure. I think anybody that follows ICT will look at the swing point being market structure. So in this case, the CSD closing underneath the bullish manipulation leg here and broke that low. That's a market structure break and a change in delivery. I look at structure a little bit different. But I also don't really trade reversals in a sense. I look at protected highs and protected lows. So for example, if you've got this movement here, you're looking at your last structural bull bearish candle. In this case, it would be this one. We didn't close above it. We finally closed above here, right? So that ends up being a protected high. We're then chop around. We finally make a valid low here. And yeah, this is actually a really confusing example. But essentially what we're looking at is when this low makes a new high, I consider that a protected. And this move would have to break that low for me to consider that to be structure. Right? And inside of here, like you'll have, in like this leg up, you'll have like different things that chop around that don't have structure to it. And the reason for that is because eventually we're going to take down all of it. And that's just engineered liquidity. Very, very similar to what we're possibly generating here. Right? I think it's just going to consolidate between these highly volatile ranges, and tomorrow then people sweep that. I think so too. I think so too. Unless it does that pretty quick here. You got to turn to the hour in about 2 minutes. Right? This is not what I wanted to see from short, but again, that sort of stabbed into that, and yeah, it already achieved the objective after doing the flip, so I wasn't really wild about that. I prefer to trade continuation. Yeah, I think it's a really good starting point for people to get their first payouts and then continuation with payouts. Because if you've got a 50, let's take this week. Let's take this week. This week has been a banger week, actually. Right? So for me, it's if we're going right from the morning, right? What we teach our guys, like this is not a credible high. This might do this, but eventually we're going to run that high. This is not how I expect a top to form. Right? This is not how I expect a top to form. This chopped around, but it ran that high. Same sort of thing all the way. All the way. Violent movement, sure, but not a credible high. That doesn't have to happen. Like this happened at 1:15 in the afternoon. Right? We then flipped and then traded back into discounted it, but it's not how I expect a high to form. Contrast that with even with today, that's not really ideal. The difference is that now you've got a higher time frame bearish candle in the 4 hour. That's very, very different. Right? So you got that leads to a larger pullback. Now you actually had a bearish bar that swept liquidity. Okay. Now you can look for continuation to the downside. assuming that this movement actually breaks structure. Right? Same sort of thing. But I think that understanding whether we should run a high or not, right? And that typically depends on how we deliver into it. Had this movement actually like snapped underneath here and closed, and we got this, well, now I expect that high to hold. Now we're looking at this low. So what I do is I wait for new trends to form, not dealing with this nonsense, right? We wait for new trends to form, and then we trade in that direction. So we look for pullbacks, flips, gone, right? This took, okay. This was a little violent. I don't know if I would have hit that. Oh, itchy nose, right? But you're looking for the trend to continue. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Let's get a sign in chat. Do you guys want to continue trading this? You guys still at the desk trading, or we want to do some giveaways early? I feel like I'm putting you guys to sleep. Mendez still awake? Daniel, my man. My man. Here a long time ago and listening. Appreciate that. Still here. All right. I think if you're looking at position now, we're basically seeing that you're seeing like this. Was that on day one picks, or was that something else? Giveaways with SPA, yeah, I agree. Number 4, okay. Keep dropping the sauce and we'll stay. Type of 1 if it's your first time doing a marble race. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys are in for a treat. The first rule about marble races is that I can't win. In all of the marble races we've done, I have never won one. In all of them. So how this is going to work, let me switch OBS to display. Today's your day. Let's go. Let's go. That's the wrong one. All right, you guys can see? Do I ever trade PO3? Yes. Yes. I trade CRT and all right. Okay, I'm gonna start putting everybody in. So got a whole bunch. Bull wins finally. I think I saw Wifey in the chat earlier. We got Kai. Kai's in first time. Kai's in first timing. Oh, it's got to be an N. There we go. We got beginner at. We got DJ. We've got Rajan Newpenny. DJ apps. A couple of DJs. Jose Castro. Who else we got in here? Let me see some. Fees here too? Okay. Tons of names is right. Sid Gossian. Anybody I'm missing so far? Vibe off. I don't think I've seen you. Yeah, Demo. All right. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Bizram. GG Trades. Jake Fallon. Not Jimmy Fallon. All right. Zach. What's up, buddy? Rocks. Neutrino. Rams. Just Rams. All right. Who, I got Stallone. My goodness. Anybody I'm missing? Sweet lady. All right. The Ginny. White show. Chat is moving, lads. I need a VA or something. Umberto. NJ. I think I got a bunch of you guys in there. Whoop. If I don't win, this is a scam. Man, I've been saying that since last June. I don't think I have echo portion in there, no. Mr. Liquidity. Alexan Nova. Troll boy. Quadrillion FX, nice lad. Renee Lucky. Babla. Woo, you guys are making me work this morning. Oh, we got Jesus in the house. Victor Lavera. Oh my goodness, lads. This is wild. Alright. Yeah. I already got you, Vinny. Get out of here. What are you talking about? I think people are typing so much they're trying to get in here again. If you guys aren't typing in English and you're trying to tell me your name, I don't really know. Are you Paul? Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Brian Johnston. Okay. Almost ready to rock, eh? Big G, good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. All right. All right. Stop with the chat for a sec. My goodness. See who we got in here. Yeah, I probably should. I probably should. All right. Yeah, I've got you guys in there. You guys that are trying to get to. So, what we got going on here? My goodness. Yeah, I don't think I have you in here, Amir. Yeah, I think I got you guys in here. Riyashad, I got you in there. Don't I? No, I don't. How about that? I got you right. I got you right here, killer. I got you right here. You guys give me a breakdown. Okay. All right. Getting my fingers going, that's for sure. Typing like wild styles. Cryptic Nova. Do I not have you in there? Yeah. All right. Okay, Chipotle. Get a few more, and then we'll start this stuff going on. Anybody not in this yet, lads? Honored Chimp. Sam, nothing needed. My goodness, some people are excited about these accounts. ETF. Hope you're ready for all this. Ronnie, True Magic. I got you, ISM. I'll show you in a sec. Ashutosh. I don't think I have you guys in. I gotta get an ad for this or something. This is wild. Jeremy Bailey, I don't have you in there. Took me so long to set this up that Tarun, I think I have you in there. Okay, all right. All right, so, yeah. I don't have prop trader in there, no. Getting people coming through the door now. As if it wasn't enough. Okay. Start from the top. 86. We've got... How many we got? 101 in. All right. Yeah, Timothy William, I don't have you in there, Bill. Yeah, don't even pull that into the universe there, Michelle. All right. So we'll go from the top. If you're not in here, Peter, I'll put you in there in a sec. I'll put you there at the bottom. Should we put Zag in here? Speaking of, yeah, so usually we run these on Thursdays. Sometimes we run these on, sometimes we run them on Fridays. Depends on the volatility, depends on the week. I try and time them so I keep people out of trouble, right? I just dropped a link. That's our school community. It's free, obviously. Join up in there. We've got a whole bunch of classroom stuff as well, and we do a bunch of giveaways there too. So that way you guys won't miss any of these in the future. Market Mavericks, I don't have you in there. And JJ, I don't have you in there. And I think I have Pravin. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna go really quick. Who was that? There was that other. Who was that? Enter Peter. That's who it was. Okay. So I'll go down. You guys got to see if your name's in or not. Okay, but I need chat a little bit clear. I'm gonna get a plug-in for next because this is insane. All right, and I'll look at those of you guys that they're talking in here. Charles, Casper, I think I have you in there. We'll see. It's a quick little. Some of these names are funny. All right. No, I don't have you in there, probably. Okay. All right. There you go, Pravin. Pretty sure we got everybody. Let's roll. Fix. There we go. All right. Anybody not in? Oh, I don't know. I didn't get you in there, bro. One sec. Didn't I put you in there, Cheryl? I thought you did. I got you in there. Conti Dumello. Hannah. How are you and your husband doing? You guys catching beggars this week? Aeromac. Well, I thought you didn't you and somebody meet Mikey? Oliver Garcia. Ah, gotcha. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness, lads. I got you in there, Mammon. You're right there, bro. You do not have to. I would just appreciate it very, very much, and that way you guys don't miss future giveaways. It was at 102 about 2 minutes ago when I looked. Okay. Replica GG. Okay, I'll add these two. I'm pretty sure that's everybody now. Oh, that's a new name. Okay. I know. I know. All right. No, I have. Oh my goodness, I have you in there. This is stressful. This is more stressful than trading this morning. There you are, right there. I just didn't put your name, Charlene, in there. Oh my goodness. The more I come back to this is insane. G-Shocked, and then Bailey, I've already got you in there, and VMK hats. This is wild. Yeah, you're right there, Charles Casper. I got you. Maybe. Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah, probably. Okay, last two. There. Okay. I'm pretty sure I put you in there right away, Turn. Maybe I didn't. All right. Yeah, fine. Scott M. And Ayan. Okay. We got 116 somehow. We're going to go with... What was that fun one that we did before? Yeah, let's go Voss. I put Baal in there. Put Baal in there. Yeah, he's right here. Right there. Okay. Okay, 117. This will be for a end of day account with ETF. End of day account with ETF, lads. All right. Woo! Gave me a workout. Good luck, lads. Good luck. Last place will be something special as well. But you got to survive. Whoop. Look at them all. Oh. See ya, chimp. Sorry, bro. Goodbye. Where am I in this? Is that Kai out front? No. Oh, people jumping off already. Oh my goodness, lads. It's too early. Too soon. Too soon. Picks. Burnt alive instantly is right. DMO somehow snuck to the lead. Oh, but Cellini takes the inside loop. All right. Chaotic. Let's see what ends up happening here. Is that Stallone? Stallone came to play. All right, let's go. Oh, some more people jumping. Never heard of it, no. But I will be definitely doing it after today. That's for certain. That was wild. That was more stressful than trading this morning. Oh, do they jump off? Big G, sorry, bro. Peace. Babla. All right. Babla. Where's Babla? Are you here? Oh, I came second too. Babla, you schmuck. Chaos. I'm so upset. Where's Babla? Babla in the chat. Taylor Locke still trying? Oh, sorry, bro. Look at this. Bunch of people jumped off. Sorry, lads. Chimp just did not like the map. Just left. There you are. So how it works. If you guys are in the ETF channel, you'll see me in there. Send me a message with your YouTube username, and then I'll give you guys your account. All right. Let's do another one. We'll do this one for a we'll add another person in there. Just because he's asking nicely how to play this. Dilip Badki. This will be for a this will be for a strategy session for you guys. This will be for a strategy session. So first and last place. You do not. You just need to be here. First and last place get strategy sessions. We'll work with you guys and take things to the next level. Whoop! See you, lads. Whoa, that was disaster. Whoa. Watch him cook. Let him cook. White shadow. What? Look at this guy. Curse of first. Curse of first. Jose. Oh, where'd he go? There he is. Oh, sorry, G. Let's get a better view of this. Justin's still hanging out at the entrance. He's going to get hit by fire. Replica. Replica. Oh, come on, lads. One step forward, two steps back. There goes Replica. Sorry, bro. Curse of first. Woo, there he goes. Oh, he got held up. That's unfortunate. Are we going to have a winner in this? Oh, he's breaking away from the pack. We might get a winner after all, lads. Not much time left, I don't think. Usually this is a lot quicker. We're having a lot of trouble. Let's go. Beginner. Nope. Oh, there he goes. Somehow. Oh no, heartbreak at the end. Death. Bizram. Can he make it? Oh no, he overshot. Sorry, bro. Zag Nation, ETF himself, with the track record. There goes Anthony. He overshot. Sorry, bro. Hey! We might have a winner. No! Heartbreak. Heartbreak. Oh. Heartbreak. Mendez. Hey! We have a winner finally. From out of nowhere. Good lad. Let's see if we get any fire. You get any fire? Where's our fire at? 43 seconds. Oh, we might see some cooked chipotle. "27 seconds. The fire's coming. You can see it. Oh, cooked. Cooked. Now I'm hungry. Here it goes. Bang. Last place was Pritton Pandy. Pritton Pandy and Mendez. All right. Strategy sessions for you, lads. I don't know if Mendez needs it at this point. Legend, but... No. The winner. The winner gets an eval. We're going to do another eval right now. These are end of day accounts. Courtesy of ETF, the legends there. Yeah, you want a strategy session. Bring a whole bunch of questions and we'll go over a whole bunch of different stuff. Take your trading to the next level. right, so this will be for 50K. Let's do... We want more death, don't we, lads? We want more death, yeah? Yeah, I think we want some more death. You sent me in Discord? All right. This will be for a 50K ETF account, end of day. Let's go. People go flying off these maps. And I enjoy that more than anything. There goes Bailey, Kapil, DJ, Bilal. Look at this. Flying through the air. Just watching people jump off makes these so worthwhile. Big G. Where am I? Am I even top 10? Kai's in again? What's Kai doing? Just see all these people just jumping off. Go on, lads. I don't want to be first. Oh, there I go. I just died. Peace, 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 peace. Where are we at? The front. Wow, you guys made it all the way. Alexa Nova. Oh, picks. Picks. Oh, death. Fire Cold. All right, Fire Cold. Where are you? Where are you, man? I thought I did too. Yeah, I was like, is he going to land on that? That'd be sick. Everybody sliding in. Where's Fire Cold? Is Fire Cold in the chat? You got to be here, bro. I don't think anybody's going to hit the fire, but it's coming. Oh, no, the wife. Les. Oh, she landed it. What? That was funny. It's Fire Cold here. What about Alexa Nova? You guys got to stick around if you want to, if you're actually going to win these things. I don't do phone calls. I got top 10 twice. Bro, I've never won one. Never won one, but we'll see. All right. We'll do another strategy session, and then we'll do another account here. We'll see what we got going on for lunch hour. Let's go. We got too many people to do any picks. Let's go with... You know what? We'll do something fun. First death. First death. First place, and... I don't know. We'll do 19th place. Right? So, first death. First place. 19th place. All right, you guys all win strategy sessions in this next one. If you're serious about your trading going to the next level, obviously. I've got you in there, Dylan. You're right there. Let's go with. We feeling hungry? We feeling like the love? I think we're feeling the love. You guys feeling the love? I'm feeling it. Let's go with the love. First death, first place, 19th place. Let's go. True Magic out to a start. Alexa and yeah, wouldn't that be funny? Kai wins a strategy session. Gonna decline on that. Justin, all right. Do we have a death yet? Everybody's staying alive. Stallone. Oliver. All right. All right, here we go. Landed it. Look at those. Look at the jumps. Oh, we got our first death. Rajan Nupane. Everybody else jumping. Look at them. Oh, Big G, Taylor Locks. Look at it. Look at it. It's a race for first and 19th. Let's go. Yeah, so how it works, if you guys aren't here when you win, then it goes to second place. Oliver Garcia, where are you? Some people probably left because it took so long to do the names. So we'll get that sorted out. Is Oliver in here? Where are you, homie? Oh, we're going to see some death, I think. Here comes the fire. Noala, you better get running. First and 19th, but it looks like Oliver's not here. So we have Vinay Lucky, and I think Conti. Unless Oliver shows up in the next minute. And who had our first death? First death was Rajan. There you are, Rajan. Make sure you message me on Discord, bro. And then Vinay Lucky, if you're here as well, you got a strategy session if you're here. If you're not, then it goes to Sudeep. Should probably just take screenshots of something. You can message. Either one's fine. Either one's fine. Just so I know whereabouts you are. Yeah, no, Conti, that's okay. You can get the strategy session instead. I don't see Vinay lucky either, but I don't think anybody banned you from chat. Did somebody? I've been busy with the marble races. Did YouTube do it maybe? Were you spamming? Weird. We'll do another 50K. Yeah, I haven't been on Discord. I'll be on Discord after we're done. Yes, Sudeep. Yes. I don't see Vinay here, so let's do this one. The lucky few. This will be for another ETF account. Discord link's invalid. Let me sort that out immediately. I'll get over there. There. And gonna put that school community as well. 50K ETF end of day. These are actually banger accounts. The end of days, I like them a lot more than the intraday trailing. If I was to go with the vowels again, right? We'll likely be trading the live account for some live executions next week as well for you guys to kind of showcase a little bit of this stuff. 50K count. This will be for the winner. Make sure you guys are here. Let's ride. Treacherous little map. Top 10 3 times. You're doing better than most, man. Woo! Hey, there I am. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh my goodness. New York City subway. New York City subway. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh my goodness, look at him. He's breaking away. Breaking away. Is he going to get launched? Launched. Oh, they made it through. Good lad. What's the prize, you mean? It's this is a free ETF account. Whoop! Flying. Flying. See ya. Sorry, bro. Ooh. Emra. With the big win. Snuck around the bend. Emra, are you here? Emra T. No, this is for the accounts. It's first place. It's first place. That way we can do more marble races rather than just like one and a whole bunch that win. Your top 10 again? Yeah. Nice. Let's see if we got... see if they're around. Otherwise, we'll go to second. We'll do one more. We'll do one more, but that'll be for a free month into our premium mentorship. You guys can ask a million questions, kind of watch us trade live, all of our thoughts and everything. Yeah, picks came fourth. Looks like we're gonna get somebody get cooked. Yeah, it unless Emra's not here, looks like you might win it. We'll give him a minute. And the reason we do that as well, guys, is because I don't like the idea of people joining and then just sort of leaving. Look at all that. All right. This next one is going to be for a month of mentorship. This will be the last one. Then we'll kind of see what goes on. Let's get some chaos in the chat. You guys pick a map. Everybody pick a map. I'll pick one at random. Pop this thing off. This was actually kind of fun. Love is in the air. Yeah, let's do this. House of Pain. Let's do House of Pain. Sure, I'll something in there. Thanks for tuning in, Kai, and thank you to you and your team for the accounts to give away. I think everybody's having a good time. Free month of mentorship. Who's gonna get it? No point getting an account if you can't pass it. No point with the strategy session, I suppose, if you got no account. Let's see who's gonna be the big grand prize winner. Woo. Somebody already died? That's unfortunate. Sorry, bro. Oh, look at these two duking it out. Oh, that's a nice little slip. There you go. Honored Chimp doing crazy stuff. What? Look at this guy. Going for records. Oh, never mind. Disaster. Sid. I don't know what they mean by House of Pain. That doesn't look that painful. Sanjog, all right. Woo. Are you here? Where's Sanjog? Sanjog or ISM, where are you guys at? Chasing peeps. Awesome, Fire Cold. I will deal with that as soon as we're all done. Yep. There you are. All right. Congrats on the big win. So I have Babla for the 50K. I have Fire Cold for the 50K. I have N11 for 50K. And then for strats, I have Mendez, Pritton, Conti, Rajan, Sudeep. And then Sanjog, you just won a monthly mentorship as well for free. So make sure that those guys that I just mentioned, hit me up on Discord. And yeah. As far as the giveaways go, that's done. We called the morning bangers. We called this movement. And we took the AM highs. We couldn't go anywhere after that. So as a result, we came for that high of day. The consideration was if we were going to leave it. And I think if we were going to leave it, where am I here? There we go. Yeah. I think if we were going to leave this high, that this would have been a lot more violent. We would have respected this area a lot more and came back down in. But as a result, up we go, lads. I think low probability trading conditions for the rest of the day. You might get a lunch hour sweep and fail that would come back into the midpoint of this range. This has been mitigated. That's been mitigated. This has now been mitigated. This, to me, is not done yet. So you would probably be looking for, if you got a reversal, it would trade back into this area of interest. Right? So, again, that's a little bit sus. But make sure you guys are trading safe. Lunch hour. Thank you all for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next week for some more fun. Bye.